Week 12. Playoff picture starting to take shape. We have a new favorite for who's shooting 1,000 threes at the end of this season. We got 3 weeks till we find out. Najee Nation squeaks out another dub. It is anyone's game. The only person that's clinched a playoff spot is Chris. Congratulations, 9-2. That'll get you in. You're 2 games ahead. So I think if you win one more, you're first place, even if you lose out. So congratulations. You have it wrapped up this early. You likely will be getting a bye. Likely will be first place. Definitely in the playoffs. Chase, 1 game behind, 1 place behind, 2 games behind, 7-4. He's not guaranteed to get in, but 7-7 will get you in. I'm saying that he's in. Ford at 6-5, Ben at 6-5, me at 5-6, Caleb at 5-6, Steele at 5-6. Then we have 3 teams at 4-7 bringing up the rear with Sam, Rory, and Derek. It's heating up. It's going to be a fun last couple weeks. I'll say it. It's going to be fun. Our winners and losers of the week was Jared Squared. This is my first time getting winner of the week, so I was pretty excited. Steele did do a video this week. It's his second time getting loser of the week. His first time doing the video. And we have a nice little surprise for you. So let's hear from our joint winner and losers of the week. All right. We got a special treat this week. Jared Squared, winner of the week and loser of the week. We did not prepare this at all. But the first question that I have for Mr. Steele here before he gets into his spiel is he aware that he's one of 2 people that didn't make a loser of the week video earlier this season?
I'm well aware.
Is he aware that everyone's really mad at him for it?
The league did fine me. It was a hefty fine. I learned my lesson. That's why we're here today.
All right, Steele. What happened, man? That was a pretty rough going last week. Not a good look for the Jareds.
Game going into the Monday night, it was neck and neck. I had Tank Dell. He had somebody, I don't even know, Mixon maybe. And it was anybody's game going into the Monday Night Football, and it just didn't go my way this time.
What was the final score again?
187-96.
Okay. That's pretty bad.
It's pretty close.
That's pretty bad.
I think I only need 8 or 90 more from Tank Dell.
Yeah, you almost had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's your issue when you have 3 players in the Vikings. If the Vikings don't score a lot, you might be in trouble.
I've been noticing that. If the Vikings don't do well, neither do I.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. Bo Nix on the bench, 28. And Christian Watson on the bench with 19.
I was close to starting Christian Watson. I will say that. But I did not because I'm a dumbass. But
well, at least you played the right defense. The Chargers defense had -2.
Yeah, that saved me there. I would have
funny.
been in trouble if I'd played them versus the 1 point the Saints got me.
All right, we got a big matchup this week. Do you want to talk about it? Who you got?
Yeah, I think it's a custody battle for who's Sam's father, right?
Yeah, it actually is. Yeah. We both swept him. He's 0-4 against guys named Jared. So,
It's always been his weakness.
You actually did get me earlier this season. You beat me by 3 points because ETN screwed me at the end again.
Oh,
classic.
Yeah.
I needed him to get like 14 points, and he didn't. So that's just classic Travis Etienne. So this is a big matchup. We're both sitting at 5-6. What are your thoughts going into it, Steele?
Fingers are crossed. I'm just trying to not shoot 1,000 3-pointers. That's pretty much it right now.
Yeah. So
don't expect anything more than that. But
on that note, we do have a new favorite for last place. Derek is the new favorite for last place.
With my 20% chance to get it.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
Shit, that's more than I thought.
This is a big game.
Right. It's a big one.
All
I think
right.
I also have Rory left on the schedule.
Oh, do you really?
I'm pretty sure I have him next week.
That's spicy.
Or maybe the week after. I know one of them is Rory.
Rory's been hanging on by the skin of his teeth the last couple weeks, getting like 1 and 2 point wins, just eking it out.
It would take that guy 30 minutes to hit 1,000 threes.
Dude,
he's so good at basketball.
The issue is that I told him I'd rebound for him, and I don't want to be in the gym for like 6 hours all day. And he said he'd rebound for me, so I'm hoping that neither of us are in that situation.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun one, but I'm also there, so we'll see.
All right. Any last thoughts? Loser of the week 11.
I just have one more thing to say, and it's fuck you, Ford.
All right. That's a classic. That's a good way to end it. Steele, I appreciate it. Best of luck every week except for this week.
Except for this week, of course.
Yes, a combined winner and loser of the week video for the first time all year. Steele, only team that didn't break 100, 96 points. The next closest was Caleb with 117. Ford did win this game 107-96, and Ford was not the winner of the week. It was me with 194 points. And candidly, I should have had more. I'm regretting the Cooper Cup for JT trade at this juncture. Shouldn't have done it. You can't get it back, though. I've made some questionable moves. Shouldn't have dropped Chase Brown. Shouldn't have done that trade. A lot of things you can't get back. But, yes, Steele. Not the good Jared last week. But we'll get into their matchup first. Yeah, it was about a 100-point beatdown. Legitimately, it was 91 points. Steele did not have anyone score more than 20. And Ford had 2 guys score 30. So, tough one. Yeah, Ford's lowest score was Rico Dowdle with 5 points, and then Madison with 9. Everyone else had at least 10, including his kicker. His defense had 17. His defense actually outscored Tank Dell, and then Joe Mixon had 35 as well. Brees Hall with 31, Josh Allen with 24, and Njoku's been awesome with 19. Lad McConkey's been great, and then Pickens with 16. So, obviously a very, very good showing from Ford. It's exactly what you want to see from someone who's lost so many players this year with Godwin and Ayuk. Massive win. Massive win. He's 6-5. Both these teams are sitting at 5-5. So that was a massive game. Ford 6-5 third place. Steele drops to 5-6 in 7th. Currently out of the playoff picture. First team out. Okay. Derek and Rory. This is a close one. Rory gets the win, 128-126. Massive game for our last place sorting us out. Massive. And Derek just shot himself in the foot again. He started Mike Gesicki. 0 points. If he would have played Dalton Schultz, who was projected for more by ESPN, so even if he just does the ESPN auto set your lineup, he wins this game. Jameis with 26 on the bench, started him over Stroud, only had 10. So tough. It's tough sledding all around for Derek. That was the game he had to have, I think. And maybe we'll be wrong. Maybe Derek will figure it out. But that was the game I think he had to get there. I think. If he wins out, he's in the playoffs. If any team that wins out at this point is going to make the playoffs, but that's the thing, you got to win out. So, not in a good spot. Rory, on the back of Jared Goff with 34 points, plays him over Mahomes this week. The right call. Gets the win. Went against ESPN's projections. DeAndre Swift was 16. The J.K. Dobbins touchdown run at the end of the game on Sunday night won him his week. Nico Collins only with 9. That was disappointing for sure. Najee with 13. Evan Ingram's been disappointing. And then Darnell Mooney hurts his hamstring. He's on bye this week, so hopefully he's fine long term. But 128 points. Frankly, was bottom 5 in scoring this week. Still got the win. Finally gets some luck to go his way. Massive win. He's out of last place for the first time since like week 2. Rory, 4-7, 9th place. Derek, 4-7, 10th place. Okay. Ben and Chase. I thought this game was over, candidly. When I looked at it before the Sunday night game, I was like, oh, I guess Chase is getting that win. Ben's 5-6. Oh my God, that's going to make things interesting. And then Joe Burrow had 30 and T. Higgins had 30. And then Quentin Johnson had 12 and Will Dissly had 18. So that game was crazy for Ben. Unreal Sunday night game for him. About as good as it could have went. Jerome Ford disappointed. Debo disappointed. But he gets the win on a massive bye week for him. He had Rachaad White and Chuba on bye, and George Kittle didn't play. And George Kittle was ruled out late, so he couldn't have played Ertz on Thursday night, who had 18 points. He had to pick up a flyer. Goes with Will Dissly, gets in 18 points. Wins by 15. Amazing stuff, Ben. Amazing. Chase, 131 points. That's a good outing. That's a decent outing. I think it was bottom 5 this week, maybe 5th. That'll get you a win most weeks. His highest scorer was Chris Boswell, so I feel like you can't be too mad about it because his highest scorer was his kicker. Packers defense disappointed against the Bears, only 4 points this week. Brock Purdy with 18. Derrick Henry disappointed again with 10 points. Brian Robinson 14. Finally gets a good week out of Tyreek Hill with 19. Ridley was meh, and then Travis Kelce was definitely his biggest disappointment. He was projected for 16, only gets 2, loses by 15. That was the biggest detriment this week. And then Packers defense obviously underperforming a little bit too. Chase does get Mike Evans back this week. He also had Jerry Jeudy on the bench, but I don't think you were going to start Jerry Jeudy over anyone you had in. That sucks to see someone go off on your bench. And then Darnold outscored Purdy this week, but again, the way he played against the Jaguars last week, you're never going to do that. So Chase, 7-4, very much in the mix of things from like a playoff standpoint picture, but firmly in the playoffs. I'll say he'll get in at 7-7. Ben, 6-5, the only 6-5 team at 4th place. Okay, Caleb, Gilliam. Disappointing effort from Caleb. Cooper Kupp was his highest score with 28 points. You're welcome. A-Kane with 20. Jaden Daniels and Scary Terry. Just huge disappointments on Thursday night. The Eagles' defense, I think, is legit. I think they're legit. They've been very good the past few weeks. D-Hop disappointed again. Kyle Pitts only with 1 point. And that's especially tough. You started Kyle Pitts over Jonnu Smith. Jonnu had 28 on the bench. That's the game right there. You make the right tight end call. Caleb walks away with a win, even with his QB and wide receiver combining for 15 points. He still could have got the win. Gilliam just finds a way to get done. 133 points to 117. He was really led by Jamar Chase and JSN. Jamar with 26, JSN with 21, Jalen with 18, Kyron disappointed, didn't find the end zone again. James Cook was super solid with 19. Dawson Knox, that was a streamer. Kincaid was out. It worked. Kate Otten was on by. I'm assuming he's already back on the waivers, but I'm not sure. Zay Flowers with 11, and then Dolphins D and John Parker Romo. I'm pretty sure that guy went to Tech. I might be wrong about that, but maybe he was that weird guy that we had that was the married guy who was like 19. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe it's him. He gives off that vibe. But yes, Chris gets the win. 16-point win. Sole possession to first place. Got a 2-point game on everyone else. He's ran away with it. He does get a little prize for getting first place in the regular season, so when that is clinched, I'll be sure to send it over to him, but I'm going to congratulate him on that early. I'm not trying to jinx you. You're running away with it. Caleb, unfortunate loss. He was one of the 5-5 teams. He drops back down to 5-6 in the midst of that huge fight for the last couple playoff spots. He is currently in the playoffs right now with the point differential tiebreaker sitting at 6th place. But as I said, the last couple weeks are gonna tell the season for everyone. Okay, me and Sam. So Sam said before the week that he was obviously going to win, and that the first time we played, I scored my highest score of the week, which was true at the time, and now it's not true anymore because I scored even more points this time than I did last time. Jonathan Taylor and Cedric Tillman both with 7. Everyone else had more than that. I had Amon-Ra with 38, Brock Bowers with 31, Dave Montgomery with 24, Justin Herbert off the waivers with 24. So, great performance from the boys. You absolutely love to see it. We went on a little bit of a skid there. We went on a big skid, and we're finding our footing. 2-game win streak. We had Derek, we had Sam on the schedule. We got the results that we needed. Sam, I don't want Tony Pollard. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to accept any trades for him. I don't want him. You can keep him. Please, he will not be joining my team. Sam, it didn't matter, but did make the crazy call to start Jameson Williams over Drake London this week, which I was looking at in disbelief before the game started. And Jameson Williams had 22 points, Drake London had 9. So he did make the right call. He's still rostering 2 kickers with Brandon Aubrey and Young Hui. I'm not sure what he's doing there. But candidly, Sam had a pretty good game, 140 points. He was top 4 in scoring this week. Unfortunate that he came up against me having my best week of the year, the best performance anyone's had all year. So, unfortunate, but Tua was a good waiver wire pickup with 23. Chase Brown looked great with 19. The Kareem Hunt insanity run is over, only 6 points. Isaiah Pacheco's coming back. CD had 15 targets with 18. Puka with 25. James Williams already touched on. Lions defense was good. Tucker Kraft with the 0 burger. That's a tough one. You had the fill-in for Trey McBride's bye week. You should have just left Trey McBride in, saved the roster spot. I get the win. I'm back in the playoff picture. I was very worried I was going to get last place, and now I'm somehow back fighting for it. I'm 5-6. Sam drops to 4-7, 8th place. I already did the standings and everything, so I'm not going to do it again. From a prediction standpoint, I care about this. I'm not sure if you guys do. The only 2 games I got right this week were Ford and Steele and me and Sam. Everyone else got wrong. Brings me to a season total of 28-27. So we're sitting above 500. Sam, I'm 8-3 on your games. Derek, Chase, and Steele, I'm 4-7 on your games. Everyone else, you fall somewhere in between that. So that's where we're at from a prediction standpoint. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording real quick, pop that into iMovie, and then I'll give you the predictions for this upcoming week. Okay. We got some good matchups this week, fellas. We got some good matchups. The first matchup, not so good. Chase and Derek. Derek, if you're watching this, I would really appreciate if you responded to any of my texts regarding trades. Because been trying to trade with you for like a month. And I feel like I have to remind you to set your lineup every week. I just want you to lock in, dude. Like, come on. Let's have some fun. Let's lock in. We have the last place punishment so people stay active. Let's stay active. All right. Chase and Derek. Chase, 15-point favorite, projected for 141. I think he's projected for... He is. He's projected for the highest this whole week. I don't think he has anyone on bye this week. He's in good shape. I don't know why the scoreboard. Khalil Shakir's on bye. Derek's really hurt by the bye this week. I mean, I'm gonna pick Chase. I'm just putting that off the bat right now. Like, I feel like I don't need to waste a lot of time on it, but I will anyway because I'm sure Chase and Derek want to hear me talk about their teams. Chase's team finds a way to get it done. Ramondre, top 20 back, looking solid. Calvin Ridley's been very solid since T-Hop left. He gets Mike Evans back. That's massive for him. Tyreek looks decent. Brian Robinson's been solid. Derrick Henry's still the running back one. And Brock Purdy, questionable. He'll be fine. And then Chris Boswell, honestly, has been massive for him. He's the kicker one on the year. He's averaging like 9 points. He's averaging 13 points a game. He had 25 last week. I saw on Twitter that he would actually be the tight end one on the season if he was a tight end. So, Chris Boswell. Chase's MVP, some people are saying. Derek. He's got Garrett Wilson, got BTJ. He's got Jaceki. I don't know why he's still rostering him, but he's got him on bye. Algier on bye. I'm not going to start him. Actually, he might. Tajay Spears did not practice today from a concussion. So, I genuinely, if Tajay Spears doesn't play, like, I don't trust Derek to know that and then put a sub in. And I feel like I have to remind him. But honestly, I want to see him shoot 1,000 threes. I might stop reminding him. So, the rest of his team looks pretty good. Kyler off the bye. He's been awesome. He'll probably have a good game against the Seahawks. Saquon's amazing. Josh Jacobs is fine. DK, I love DK. Malik Neighbors obviously hasn't been as good. Maybe we'll see what he gets out of Tommy Cutlets. Dalton Schultz. There's better tight ends out there, I think. But Derek is rocking with him. So I wrote Chase down. It's going to be Chase. There's not much to say. All right. Gilliam and Ford. These two teams did play previously. 119 to 81. Chris got the win. Ford, 7-point favorite this week. 6-point favorite, 7-point favorite. And it is large in part due that Chris has Jamar Chase and James Cook on bye this week. Arguably his best running back. Definitely his best and maybe the best receiver in fantasy football. Not playing this week. He's got Jordan Addison in as the flyer. He's got Eckler in as the flyer. So if Ford's going to get a win against Chris, it's going to be this week. He's, like I said, he's a 7-point favorite. You look at Ford's team, and it's so good until you get to the double flexes. You got Regal Dowdle and Wan'Dale Robinson in. That's not what you want to see. Maybe Tommy Cutlets. Who's to say? But yes, Ford is impacted by the bye too. Breece Hall on bye. Josh Allen on bye. I love the fact that he picked up Drake May. I might be starting Drake May in my other league over Tua this week because I also have Josh Allen on bye. I love to see it, Ford. You know what? I was going to pick you before I saw the Drake May, but now I'm really going to pick you. I'm riding with you. It's going to be Drake May season. I wrote that in all caps. I was so excited by accident. But yeah, let's go. It's going to be Ford this week. I want it to happen. We all want it to happen. Actually, that would be bad for me if you won Candy League because Gilliam's running away with it. I'm still going to put it. I'm not going to change it. Okay. Sam and Rory. Massive. I cannot overstate how massive this game is. 4-7. 4-7. 9th and 8th place. Man. 3 weeks ago, one of these teams is guaranteed a loss. One of these teams is guaranteed to fall to 4-8. And if Derek could somehow find a way to beat Chase, they would be a game behind everybody. Oh my God, this game is unbelievably huge. I'm very excited about it. Sam is about a 1-point favorite. And he's in trouble. I'll say it. Kareem Hunt, man. Ooh, this is a rough week for Chase Brown to have a bye. Kareem Hunt, I think his insanity runs over if Pacheco's back. And it sucks because Carolina is so bad. It would be so perfect for this week. Tony Pollard's washed. He's done. I'll say it. The wheels have fallen off. Puka's awesome. Trey McBride's awesome. Jaden Reed is sometimes awesome. Jameson Williams getting the start. He does have Drake London and Chase Brown on bye, which is horrifically tough given where we're at because Sam really needs this win, especially against Rory. Rory, Evan Ingram, Darnell Mooney, and Taysom Hill on bye. Those are guys. I mean, he's starting Luke Schoonmaker. Yeah, he's got both his tight ends on bye. So he's starting Luke Schoonmaker. That's a crazy place to be in this year, 2024, almost 2025. He's going with Goff again over Mahomes. James Conner's in for a good week. Najee Harris sucks. A.J. Brown and Nico Collins are good. DeAndre Swift actually didn't practice today due to a groin injury. And then J.K. Dobbins. So I'm assuming he'll plug in Marvin Harrison Jr. for DeAndre Swift. Should DeAndre Swift be a no-go? I'm candidly a little surprised he's starting Najee Harris over Marvin Harrison Jr., but I mean, when you trade JJ for a wide receiver, you'd think you start the receiver over JJ, but that's not me. It's not my team. I'm going to pick Sam here because, dude, can I pick Sam? I'm really worried about his running backs. You know what? Have I ever picked Roy to win? I only have my last 2 weeks pulled up, and I haven't picked Rory to win. I flip-flopped. I'm going with Rory. Unless Sam makes a trade, but I'm not going to go back and re-record the video. It'll be Rory this week. Okay. Caleb and Ben. This is another massive game. Caleb's a 21-point favorite because of how many buys that, Ben has this week. I remember I sent that earlier this week. So, his receivers are looking rough. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He's got Devontae Adams and T. Higgins on bye this week and Bijan on bye. So, I mean, I'm going to write Caleb's name in now, and then we'll get into the whole matchup. But Ben's team is just decimated this week. Chuba will be good even if Jonathan Brooks comes back this week. Xavier Worthy, you're basically banking on a long touchdown. Quentin Johnson's actually been very good. Will Dissly's been good. Baltimore's defense is Swiss cheese. Their secondary is atrocious. Debo's not been great, but, he's Debo. He should bounce back. Zach Ertz, we're going with a double tight end set. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Rashad White should probably be getting for a decent week, getting some passes against the Giants. Baker's in for a big week. I'm feeling a Baker week. Caleb, projected for 139, 22-point favorite. Jaden, against the Cowboys. We love that. That'll be barbecue chicken. Jahmyr Gibbs, A-Kane. Excuse me. Both great. Scary Terry, in for a bounce-back week against Dallas. Cooper Kupp's been great. Jonnu Smith, finding his way in the starting lineup. Kyle Pitts is on bias. He can't make that mistake anyway. He's going with D-Hop over Courtland Sutton. I'm intrigued by that play because Courtland Sutton has been very good. He's the wide receiver 15 on the year. I think maybe Vegas' defense is better than people think. Maybe it's better, and I don't know what I'm talking about. He looks like he has Austin Seibert back. That'd be huge. He's been a great kicker, averaging 13 points when he plays. I picked Caleb already, but I wanted to give these guys their matchup, show them the respect that they deserve from watching these videos. But I think Caleb probably takes this one. Our last matchup, Jared versus Jared. Steele got me first matchup because of Travis Etienne in week 3. Beat me by 134 to 130. And Caleb and Ben did play earlier this year. Caleb won by a score of 158 to 139 in week 4. And Rory and Sam also played each other. Sam won 124 to 103 in week 3. So, me and Steele, we played each other in week 3. We're playing each other again. Steele's a 0.7-point favorite. So this game's about as even as it can get. Steele told me last night that he was going to start all 3 tight ends. I don't see him doing that as of right now, but it wouldn't surprise me. Hunter Henry's been very good this year. Steele has 3 Vikings players. So I joked about it with him last night after we stopped recording, but when the Vikings do well, his team normally does well. So he's pretty locked in on that. Chicago's defense actually hasn't been horrible this year, so fingers crossed that it's just a low-scoring game. CMC, he gets back, obviously, for the 3rd week. He didn't practice today, but, he's just resting because he's CMC. He needs the rest. Lamar's the QB1 on the year going against the Chargers, who actually have a pretty solid defense, but they did just get carved up by Joe Burrow last week. We'll see what happens. He picked up the Commanders' defense against the Cowboys. That was honestly a pretty good play. Cooper Rush is atrocious. And then Jake Bates. That's a great story. He was a brick salesman. We love a good Jake Bates story. He's a great kicker. On my side of the matchup, we're coming off the 194-point win. We got Kamara on bye this week, which sucks. He's probably our best player after Amon-Ra. Jay Herbo, great waiver pickup. He's the guy that we needed. after Anthony Richardson was Anthony Richardson. Montgomery's been super solid. I'm really hoping JT gets in the end zone at some point. He hasn't scored since I traded for him. Amon-Ra, I love that guy. Cedric Tillman, love him so much. Little concerned about the forecast tomorrow night. It's supposed to be snowy. Pittsburgh's defense good. Brock Bowers, I love that guy. Bucky Irving, pumped about him. Juwan, pumped about him. Vikings defense 1 on the year. That's got to be hurtful for Steele that I have the Vikings defense. So we're just going to pray for a bunch of pick sixes that Caleb's going to throw. And then Cameron Dicker. My season's been good since I picked up the Chargers players. So I'm equating it to that. Thank you, Harbaugh. I have to pick myself here. I'll tell you what, I'll pick Jared. I'm going to write Jared down on my spreadsheet. And we'll decide which one that is after the week. How's that sound? But that about wraps us for the week. I'm not sure how long this video was this week. Little shorter, I think, 25 minutes. Little thumbs up from me. But that's because we only have one video from the winners and losers of the week, a little combined effort. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed this prize. Good luck to everyone this week, except for Steele. And honestly, Derek, because he never texted me back. But go Pats.